It's the NFL on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Los Angeles Rams and the Houston Texans. And it's all just ahead on Madden NFL 25.
In the only building this franchise has ever known, we're at the home of the Texans. Welcome to NRG Stadium in Houston. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Hewitt. I'm Kate Scott, and Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I'm like the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over them for big yardage, maybe 6 points too.
Fairbairn ready to get this one going. And we're off and running from Houston. Has this at the 6. And look at this return. They'll bring him down on the return as he gets this to the 33. So the Rams offense getting out there for their opening drive of the game. And leading them out to one of the game's all-time leading passers. The top pick back in 2009. Still going strong. It's Matthew Stafford.
Stafford just continues to fight off injuries, and he continues to battle father time. And it is remarkable. There's a lot of quarterbacks as we see him age. We see the arm fall apart. We see the wear in the tear and the velocity disappear. You're just not seeing that with Stafford. You can question how long the journey may continue, but you cannot question how productive he is when he's on that field.
No luck finding his receiver that time. So that brings up second down. They send the tight end in motion. Stafford to throw again on second. Throw reeled in by Higbee. We'll have him gain up about a handful there. That stop coming from Henry To'o.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
So now here's 3rd and 5. Working from the gun, here's Stafford. That one complete to Higbee. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
First and 10, ball set up at the 48. Off the play fake, it's Stafford. And that's incomplete. Wanted to dial up the aggressiveness there like that, but couldn't connect. Second down.
Hey, Kate, you know that line, time is of the essence? It certainly is in the pocket. Not enough time there to let that play develop down the field, and the two were not able to reel it in.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Man in motion out of the slot. The first carry now for Kyron Williams. He'll cobble together a yard there. Look at Jimmy Ward getting up there to make that stop. Only a yard from that time, so now 3rd and 9.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
They motion the tight end over. Throwing is Stafford on 3rd. And he's there to knock away the pass and force a 4th down.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and you got to react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
Rams going to punt on 4th down, and they're calling Ethan Evans to the field. This punt out of bounds on the fly. We're waiting for the mark. looks like they're going to say it's short of the 30. So here come the Texans for their opening drive. And leading them out is the second overall pick back in the 2023 draft from the Ohio State. It's C.J. Stroud.
It didn't take long for C.J. Stroud to make an immediate impact into the NFL, and it didn't take long for me, Kate, to form an opinion that this guy is just different. He just processes the game quicker. Remember talking to Ryan Day on the practice field in Columbus, watching him in college, and he just alluded to that as well. It's the anticipation. It is knowing where everybody is and getting that ball out before any receiver will even break on a route. C.J. was unique in that way, and that skill set has been a big part of his success.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Running for the first time with Joe Mixon. Across midfield to the 45. And he's down to the 42-yard line. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
You call that first down running play. You don't always expect to get those kind of yards, but they'll take that every single time.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. On play action, here's Stroud. On target to his back, Joe Mixon. And he gets down to the 24 before he stopped. A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond.
Still first down.
So now, after the penalty, it's 1st and 15. They'll run here following the penalty. He's got room to roam here. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. How about a big hitter, 30, 40 yards there and a new set of downs.
Even with everything he racked up on that run, you could argue he deserved maybe a little bit more. That call was the perfect one to break for big yards. The only thing that saved the defense from a score was getting that contact to slow him down and eventually, finally, stop him.
What a spot for a big play, huh, Brock? It has him well into the red zone now with 1st and 10. Keeping it with Mixon. And this is down to the 5-yard line before they can stop him. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
It's Mixon on 2nd down. And this run doesn't have the juice of that last one. He's stopped at the line. No gain on 2nd down, and they need 2 here on 3rd.
These big D tackles in this league, they love weaponizing their size right in the middle of the field. It is so hard to clear lane against them. And once he got his paw on him, it was dead on arrival.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Cut near the goal line.
All you can do is shake your head sometimes. Sure, the pass play works, but they come up just an inch or two short for the first down.
Less than a yard needed here on 4th. Running for it, Mixon. And he runs it across. Touchdown! The Texans have a great first drive and get the game's first points. It's a Joe Mixon touchdown. No doubt about that one, Brock. They softened that defense up with that lengthy opening series. And then the front just couldn't stand up to the run as they reached the end zone.
Yeah, the numbers tell you, kind of just like baseball, you love home runs, you love explosive plays, but when you can play small ball and you can keep that defense gasping on the field, you can often run it right down their throats in the red zone.
Here's Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Texans will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Fielded at the 7. Good looking return here, and he's got room. Now bottle him up as he gets the return to the 30. The Rams headed back after their second drive now. And they're certainly hoping for some better results here after that first drive ended in a punt. On first down, here's Stafford. That's taken in by Cup.
You know, I've learned over the years, defensively, they call that the camera play. How many different guys can get rallying to the football? So that last shot you see on camera, you see as many defenders keeping that to a 0-yard gain. That's well done defensively.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. They go with Williams on the counter. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. Azeez Al-Shire that time on the tackle. And they can go ahead and stay in that huddle. We're at the end of the first quarter. Neither side separating much so far. We'll make our return to NRG Stadium after this. Time for the second quarter of play. It's Rams football. They have it 3rd and 7. Shotgun snap to Stafford. He'll get this to Cup. And he's going to get this up close to the 40 before going out.
I know on the stat sheet, Kate, that shows up as passing yards, but any defensive coordinator will take it. Understanding down and distance and keeping that offense short of the sticks.
The Rams are set to punt. And he'll try to have his second punt top his first one. And something on the return, but not much, as it still ends inside the 20. The Texans and running back Joe Mixon headed out for their next series. And so far, they've executed exactly how they drew it up, Brock. Early lead, no points allowed, and a chance now to seize control of the game on their second possession.
And Kate, generally, offenses love to script their first 10 to 15 plays. Well, this entire game script is playing out just the way they want to.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. From the gun, Stroud. And that one looked like an interception for a second. Instead, it's incomplete. Defender couldn't hang on to it. 3rd down coming up.
Hey, Kate, you feeling lucky? Well, the quarterback is, because he just dodged a major turnover. That was an easy pick that was simply dropped.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Back to throw, Stroud. Dumped off to his running back. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. They get 13 on the pickup. And it sets up a Houston first.
This dude's just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that first down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
They've got first down from the 31. Stroud off the play fake. On the move, headed right. Steps up, and he's running with it. And he evades any kind of trouble, but only a short gain to show for it after sliding down.
I love that play. I mean, that's quarterback 101. Nothing downfield, get what you can with your legs, but so much more importantly, protect yourself. Availability, one of the most important abilities for any quarterback.
Shotgun now for Stroud. Connection made to Dell. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
There's no question the greatest concern there was just getting the first down. You want a high percentage throw, and you're not really concerned about big yards. Well, the drag route was perfect. He comes open in the short field. It's easy to zip that throw right in there and reset those chains.
Sending a receiver left. First down, Stroud. He fires one deep down the right sideline. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete.
Well, I'll tell you what that deflection is all about is following the quarterback's eyes. DB knew where that throw was going. With that intuition, he's able to get a hand on it and send it right out of bounds.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Pass caught by Mixon. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Wow, they get a big old 32 yards out of that play, as well as a new set of downs.
He just made a difficult throw to the outside look elementary, Kate, and that's not easy. The placement, excellent. And it helped set his target up to put some more yards on that stat sheet.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. To the air yet again, it's Stroud. Dell with the grab. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line.
Textbook hitch route. Just hit him in the short field and deliver it once that defense turns their attention elsewhere. Okay, this is a low-ceiling play, but a reliable source of yardage.
Second down now, 7 to go. From the 24. Touchdown, Houston! So, Brock, this offense looking sharpier in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Fairbairn now for the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Texans double their lead to 14. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Here's Smith on the return. He's brought down to end that return as we've reached our 2-minute warning. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Stafford from the gun. And he let his man just a little too much there. That's an incomplete pass. Trying to find his tight end. So second down coming up.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Here's Stafford. It's complete to Higbee. Pickup of a few as he heads out of bounds.
Hey, Kate, you know this from covering the Seahawks, calling the preseason game. When Pete Carroll was there, if he said it once, he said it 100 times. Stay on top, stay on top, stay on top. You'll give up a short little out route like that, but just stay on top of the deep threat.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Complete beyond the marker. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Clock continuing to run as the Rams hurry to the line. Now Stafford again. This one's caught. It's cut near the sideline. And he goes out. Just needed one more step to reach midfield. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Working from the gun. Here's Stafford. Able to find Nakua here. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
As a quarterback, when you throw that curl route, you know it's a tight window, Kate. But the minute that DB turns and can't react to the throw, you put it right on your receiver's numbers. He comes back and gets it and moves the sticks.
Stafford now on first down. That's incomplete left side.
Boy, offenses that connect in this intermediate zone are so effective. Getting the completion in that area, it not just sparks your offense, but it just turns that aggressive meter way up. It just couldn't quite find the connection.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Still sticking with the passing game. Throw finds DeMarcus Robinson. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. From the red zone now. That one complete to Whittington. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Anticipated the quick staccato pass there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
You know, it's tough to succeed at linebacker in most defenses if you can't hold your own in coverage. They rely on you to break up throws just like that and take some of the stress off the secondary.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Stafford now. Cover man is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete.
With all due respect to some of the great linebackers back in the day, to play the position today, man, you've got to be versatile. You can't just be a come up and stuff the run. You got to play coverage. And these defenses more and more rely on you to break up throws just like that.
4th down, here's Stafford. He finds him beyond the marker. And his short game gets them a new set of downs.
I love those moments of truth. We get to see exactly how they handle it when all the pressure that drives right on them. Turns out, handled it pretty darn well. And now they'll keep pushing on.
A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Now, just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense, and they can try for some points going into the break. Only time left for one more snap, Brock, so they're going to run out their field goal unit. This only a chip shot from the right hash. Slide's kick is up and good. And that'll get him back to 11.
In that close, kicks have to be automatic. That won't stop the head coach, though, from holding his breath for a couple seconds until he sees it's up and good.
Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Yep, as expected, they go to the ground to start this one off. And he doesn't get much there on what turns out to be the final play of the half. It's halftime here in Houston, with the Texans enjoying a lead at the break. Now we'll send you east to our studios in Orlando. That's where Jonathan Coachman is waiting to bring you the EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, what you got for us?
All right, Kate, sit tight. We'll get back to you and Brock in just a moment. But for now, this is our halftime report.
All right, thank you, Coach. And we are back and about set to begin the second half. The Rams kicking team is ready, and they're going to send this one away. Here's a return from the 7. He's got a lane up past the 30. Coverage team tracks him down as the return reaches the 35. The Texans returning their offense and this running back to the field. And he finds himself across an important benchmark for yards this season after that last drive. He stayed pretty busy this season, and the numbers show just that. Into the hands of Schultz. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. That was Darius Williams on the tackle. Offense to the line for second down. From the gun, Stroud. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up. Working across the middle, Brock, it is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talk about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and you couldn't do it.
And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. It's a pickup of 34 yards. And the Texans are going to have a first down.
Just excellent effort on that catch. And a lightning quick transition from bringing that football in to getting vertical. He was not content for a second to end that play where he caught it. Any catch he makes, his intent is to put some serious yards on top of it.
First and 10, a run to Mixon. And he's brought down for a loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
On the ground again with Mixon. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. That was Darius Williams on the tackle.
You know, that's a good run right there to keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. Throwing is Stroud. That's caught for the first. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
Might be trying to power this across, Brock. They've got 3 tight ends out there. It's 1st and goal. Mixon. The Houston touchdown. The Texans grow the lead coming out of halftime. It's a Joe Mixon touchdown. Well, we all knew what was coming when they got into that goal line formation, didn't we, Brock? And they just pound the rock in for an old school touchdown.
I just sometimes love that stuff. Nothing fancy, nothing cute. Here's our formation. You know we're running right at you, and we challenge you to stop us, and you can't.
Fairbairn now for the PAT. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Texans push their lead to 18. Set up for the kickoff. This return starts at the 5. He stopped on the return at the 27. Possession switching back to the LA offense as they head out. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw on their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. Second half starts with a run by Williams. And they had that one contained right at the line. Look at Jimmy Ward getting up there to make that stop. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
Stopped right at the line, but might as well have been a loss of yards as far as the offense is concerned. It's always humbling when you try force versus force, and the defense wins out.
They fake the handoff, now Stafford. Finds his target, Robinson. And that's good for a gain of 5. Jalen Petrie there on the stop. Third and 6 for them to figure out now. Shotgun snap to Stafford. He has the first over the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 22 on that one. And the Rams are going to have a first down.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
He gets this one to Nakua. And he goes out a little short of the 40.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Straight ahead with Williams. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield and a back who can show off his wheels.
1st and 10 now from the 30. Stafford. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Tough one to retain through that hit. So it's 2nd down coming up. This is a guy who's used to embracing contact, Brock. Usually makes catches in spite of it, but I guess it's tough for anybody to make a play every time.
Yeah, I think these tight ends today, Kate, spend as much time in the old ice bath as just about anybody.
Yeah.
And when you don't make that catch and you take the contact, well, that stings like the first seconds in the ice.
He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. Azeez Al-Shire that time on the tackle. Only a yard for him that time, so now 3rd and 9. So we're through 3 here. It's not quite over yet, but it'd take a pretty miraculous comeback. We've got a 3-score game as we get set to start the 4th quarter. And the Texans go in nickel coverage, 3rd down. To throw, Stafford. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Man, that was a chain mover if he would have held on, Brock, but the contact just too much to do so.
Yeah, he's going to be disappointed in himself because you've got to make these contested catches, but I do give a lot of credit. An outstanding effort defensively to force that ball out.
Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. And it's going to be incomplete. Couldn't connect to extend the drive. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
Even the best receivers, they've got occasional breaks in concentration. You just never want to see it happen. One of the most important snaps of the game. If we know anything about this guy, though, it's he'll be up for the challenge the next time the ball comes his way.
They'll begin with a run by Mixon. And this one doesn't go far. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8. throwing right side, mixing with it. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Hey, Kate, sorting through traffic, seeking out a runner, that is this guy's domain, and boy, does he know how to operate in it.
So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9. A give to Mixon up the middle. And he hits a wall at the line and goes nowhere.
Don't laugh at me, Kate. I almost wish there was an actual white flag on either sideline we could see waving in this spot, because that was an easy mop-up for the defense to force 4th and long.
Texans gonna kick this away on 4th, and it's Tommy Townsend on for the punt. And thankfully, he hasn't been needed until the final quarter. And he's hit before he can get anything on that return. So no return on that punt. And the Rams will take possession. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Now Stafford to throw. A quick throw is swatted away, incomplete.
That's a nice job there by the linebacker. He kind of looks like a cornerback on that, doesn't he? Perhaps those cover guys can have a little fun with him in practice this week, because he looked like a DB right there, swatting the incompletion.
Couldn't connect on 1st, it's 2nd down. Stafford from the gun. He lofts it deep left. He's got it deep downfield. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
On 1st down, here's Stafford. Throw reeled in by Whittington. And he's going to be out of bounds. Looks like a yard or two short of the 25. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 27. His pass caught by Nakua. And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. Give him 13 on that play. And it brings up an LA 1st down.
That can be a hopeless feeling when you fire a curl route right into zone coverage perfectly like that. Unless that curl happens to be right next to where one of your guys is sitting, that pass can hum in there and there's nothing this defense can do.
Too far out of the back of the end zone it goes, incomplete.
Quarterbacks, well, they're a lot like sharpshooters in the NBA. Sometimes they're just going to miss. You got to shake it off and keep on firing.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Give to Williams from the gun. And they'll stop him after a short gain to the 13. They only get a yard that time, and we have reached the 2-minute warning. The Texans bringing out an extra DB. 3rd down coming up. Back to throw, here's Stafford. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone. Instead, stopped at the 2. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out.
Every time I see one of those angle routes, I think back to my day 1 install. Rookie minicamp in the NFL. Texas, angle route. 49ers of the 80s, they were making hay with it then, and the running back still doing it to...
And he will score. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Rams get it back to within 2 possessions. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them, and that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both sides.
On comes Joshua Carty to try the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Rams make it an 11-point ball game. So even after the score, they're still down 2 possessions. Time not exactly on their side as they try this onside kick. And the Texans secure that kick, no problem.
Hey, the numbers don't lie. The numbers tell you, Kate, time and again, it is so hard to recover these onside kicks. And when you got an opponent prepared for it, well, that makes it even more difficult.
The Texans and this running back headed back out for a new series. They're looking to just hang on to the ball through the finish. Defense has all of its timeouts, but with this game out of reach, a good chance they just let it run. The Texans set up nicely as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. Running with Mixon out of the gun. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards. Now the Rams will use the first of their timeouts as they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down. Staying between the tackles with Mixon. And a bit of deja vu as they stop him at the line once again. And the Rams add a man to the secondary. We've got 5 in the nickel, 3rd down. Out of the shotgun, a give to Mixon. And they'll bring him down after a pretty short game. Now the Rams are going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll get together and discuss with 4th down coming up. The Texans set to punt. And this will be his 2nd effort of the contest. Now this one, not much of a chance of it staying in the field of play. They'll mark it out at the 13-yard line. The Rams and receiver Puka Nacua back out to take possession. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. And they're coming off an excellent series throwing the football that led to that touchdown, Brock. So you and I both expecting that defense to be looking for that on. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
We've learned how valuable sacks in a pass rush are in today's NFL. It's a bit surprising, isn't it, Kate, that that's their first sack of the game, but they found other ways to produce success on both sides of the ball, and they finally pick up a much-needed sack on that stat sheet.
Another try following the sack. Able to find Nacua here. And he'll get this up to the 19-yard line as he stopped. Clock continuing to run as the Rams hurry to the line. To throw. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
That was a situation where he got the time in the pocket he needed. There just wasn't anyone open to throw it to. It got to the point he had 2 choices as that clock is going off in his head. Force to throw and risk a pick, or just get rid of it and cut your losses on the play.
One final shot here. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage. So it's the Texans who defend their building and take the win. They did their part, Brock, defending the home field, using that advantage to secure the victory. We know home field advantage is a